Earth science, we're going to talk about the rock cycle. Okay, so we know the three types of rocks are sedimentary. Well, I wrote down one for you. What are the other two? Metamorphic and igneous. Okay, and we talked a little bit about, so those are the physical features of our rock cycle, right? There are some other things we're going to put in, but what processes form each of these? So what processes form sedimentary rocks? Lithification forms sedimentary rocks. From what? Lithification from sediment. And what processes form sediment? Weathering. And then the process that moves erosion, or, well, it's erosion. The process that moves the sediment is erosion, but we'll just put weathering and erosion in one step here. So weathering and erosion transforms something into sediment, and then that becomes lithified to form sedimentary rocks. And what can this happen to? Any rock. So can it start with an igneous rock? Yes, but if it starts with an igneous rock, what might have to happen first? If it's an intrusive igneous rock, where there's a word that has to happen to it before it can... These don't happen. Weathering and erosion don't happen inside of Earth. And so what has to happen to it first? I think you might have said it right, but I can't hear what you're saying. What did you say? Okay, emerge. That's not the verb that we use. You're right. It does have to do that. Do you know what we call that? We talked about it a little bit in igneous rocks. What process causes the intrusive igneous rock to become on Earth's surface? I'm going to tell you. Uplift. So if it starts with an igneous rock to become a sedimentary rock, it goes through these steps, right? It has to uplift, then weathering and erosion, then sediment, then lithification, and then finally it's a sedimentary rock. Can all of this happen to a metamorphic rock? Yes, every single one of these steps can also happen to a metamorphic rock. Uplift, weathering and erosion, sediment, lithification. Can all of this happen to a sedimentary rock? Yeah, it can become a new kind of sedimentary rock by weathering and erosion and lithification. How do igneous rocks form? Magma cooling. So, what must a metamorphic rock, for instance, do first to become an igneous rock? Melt. Melt, cool. Right? There's only really two steps for igneous rock. Can sedimentary rock become igneous rock? Melt. And what else? Cool. We could use a better word for cool. What could I have put for answer to cool? Freeze would be a little cooler. What else could we put? Crystallize is what I'm looking for, but cool's fine. But you should know this can also be called crystallization. And then can igneous rock become another kind of igneous rock? Yeah. Back on itself. It can become that. And then, how do things become metamorphic rock? How does any rock become a metamorphic rock? What did you say? How does it become a metamorphic rock? I'm talking to you, Colby. How does it become a metamorphic rock? Yeah, heat and without melting. Yeah. So heat and pressure. Let's do this one. Heat and pressure without melting, it becomes a metamorphic rock. Heat. Oops. The word heat is spelled with only one e. Heat and pressure. I'm just going to put in parentheses. No melting. We talked about this already, but can metamorphic rock become metamorphic rock? Of course it can. Whoop, back. And then igneous rock can also become metamorphic rock through heat and pressure. This looks like the board right now. Hopefully this is all the correct direction. It looks like the scene of the movie where the crazy guy is in his basement trying to figure out who the killer is, but this is called, the whole thing is called a what? Rock cycle. Let's put it in bubble letters. Yeah. Rock. Sometimes when I'm doing this, people say, "You're so good at bubble letters." Well, this K does not look like anything, but other times people say that. rock cycle. Oh, let's put a wowing mark. Perfect. Bye.